Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Chris. Well, welcome to the weekly show on Tuesday. Sorry, I'm a little bit late, but here we are. So I'm going to jump right in and talk about how to make a diffuser bracelet. And I started one. So I wouldn't just be sitting here stringing beads along and having you guys just watching me string beads. Because let me tell you, those lava beads are a little bit tricky because there's pits in them, so you don't know where the hole is. All right, so you're going to need a couple of things. First of all, you are going to need some stretchy cord. So it comes in clear, and it also comes in black. And you just want it to be, you don't want it to be too thin because you want to be able to thin your bead, put these on your beads, but doesn't have to be too thick. So you've got some cord, and you want to cut about 10 inches of your stretchy cord. And then there's fancy schmancy things that you can put on the end of your piece of cord so that the beads don't come off. And I just have a piece of tape here. That's it. It's just a piece of tape that I have put on so the beads don't slide off as I am stringing them. All right, so for your beads, what you are going to need are some lava beads. So you can get, there's little sets you can get. This was a set I got. It didn't have everything that you see in here, but it had some of the lava beads in different sizes. It had some of the spacers. It had some colored lava beads, and it had a couple of different gemstone beads. I have added to this kit by getting some more beads, and you can get different gemstones. I think these are some dyed jade beads. These are some hematite. I've got some white ones in here that I believe are howlite. So usually they come strung on a piece of cord, and you can get different sizes. Now, if you're just getting started, I would recommend the 8mm size. It's about that big, okay? This one I think is 10mm, so those are a little bit bigger. And then these are around 4mm, the super little ones. And then these are 6. So you don't want to get too small. There's some smaller ones in here. I think these are 2 or 3mm. Don't get these. These are so hard to string. Oh my gosh. And then, yeah, you can just, again, these are some, I don't know how big these are. These are either 10 or 12mm. So you can get the bigger ones. And on this bit that I was stringing, you can see that these are my 8mm, and then this is the 10mm in the center. So I put the piece of tape on here. You can use whatever. There's more formal, like little clips you can put on. But here are, I start putting on the beads that are going to be kind of my center. So I've got 4 of the red, I've got a spacer, I've got a big bead spacer, and then another 4 of the red and a spacer. I like using spacers in between. You don't have to. That's just sort of my preference. So this is the part that's going to be sort of like my bit on top. So you can put that on first, because then what you can do is kind of size how this is going to fit, right? So, okay, that's about the right size. I've got about, I think there's 13 on here. I'm going to add 1 more. So this is why I didn't want to have to, yeah. Let me stick that on there. So you don't need a needle, you just stick that right on. And then I stick on a spacer. and this is easy because it's just a silver spacer, because there's a spacer right here before the blacks, there's one after. All right, so you can kind of make sure that this fits by, I'm just making a little knot here, and then try to slip it on and see if it fits. I think that's gonna work, right? So that's the top part. And I just wanna try and slide these beads down a bit without disrupting. So I wanna try and leave a little bit of room here so that I can tie it. So I'm just gonna tie a knot. Doesn't have to be fancy. Just make sure it's fairly tight, and then tie another knot. And you want to make sure it comes together. Now you can put a bit of glue. So I like using, where did I put it? I like using E6000. That's this. This is my favorite. Make sure you use it in ventilation, but you just need a little dab. Just know it's going to take about 24 hours to completely cure. So I'm going to do it after I show you this, but you just want to pull this back and put a dab of glue right there so that when you cut these off and you put the oh, yeah, that didn't work too well. I don't know what I just did there. I cut it off. Anyway, I just tuck those ends underneath a bead. Now I have a little one. Ooh, those would make really cute earrings. How about that? This is what happens with an oops moment. So yeah, you never know what's going to happen live, but you know what? I just came up with a way to make some really cute earrings, and you could use the clear, then they could just hang there and put them on a wire. Oh my God. That's it, the oops moment. So sorry about that. Another way you could tie a knot is to kind of double knot it this way. So it's kind of tricky because it likes to unknot itself, which is why I recommend putting a little dab of glue there, which I didn't do. And then of course I just cut it all off. So now I've got to collect my beads all over the place. All right, everybody, that's it. You can find this stuff on Amazon. If you've got a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby and they've got a coupon, you can find some of these beads on Etsy. There's so many different possibilities, and get as creative as possible, which is super fun. So you can sit there and do it while you're watching Netflix. You can get a group of friends together and, you know, just sit there and talk and make these and have some cocktails with Ningxia Red. And then you would just, on the lava bead, because they're porous, so I'm going to use my little earring here, you would just put a drop or so of essential oil and even rub it in. That was a drop or two. That was peace and calming, by the way. I think I need that. I need a gallon, which was a freebie, by the way, this month, right? Yeah, this month. Peace and calming, 15 ml bottle. So you could, you know, just have it right there and smell it as it's flinging around, or if you have your diffuser bracelet on. All right. You have a great week. Have fun crafting your bracelets. I want to see what you are doing. And I will see you next week for some more fun and crafts DIY. All right. Have a good night. Bye.